Hey, happy Monday, everybody. How's it going today? Joe, how's it going for you, sir?
Going good. I got the lights bright, super
Yeah,
bright.
I can see that. You like it's like you're getting a suntan there.
Good
Uh,
looking.
well, I appreciate everybody being here. Welcome to Crypto Market Monday. We got a special guest coming on this morning, and we're going to bring him up right now. Say hey to Jöel Valenzuela. Welcome, Jöel. Appreciate you being back here on the channel.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me. Always a fun time.
Yes, I appreciate you being here. It was kind of very last minute. I was going back and forth with Jöel last night, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to be talking about Dash tomorrow. You want to come on? And he's all like, sure. He's always accommodating. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, if you're into this kind of thing, you're into the awesome tech that we're going through. If you have the time, why not go talk about it every place that's available? Why I'll take every opportunity.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, though. I'm going to give a quick shout out to the chat, and then maybe I'll let you do a little intro of who you are for those who might be jumping in who don't know you. And then maybe you can tease what we're going to be talking about at the end.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Let's see what we got here. I should probably do this so everybody can see the comments as they're coming in. Sorry, I'm always it's Monday. You know what I'm saying? All right, so who we got? We got BC Port Corp in the chat. BC, myself, and Badell will be live tonight on Huddle the Line, 7 p.m. Eastern Time with LBC, Luna Beaches Crypto. So make sure you're here for that. Lad, good morning to you, sir. Welcome. Dylan is in the house. Appreciate you being here, Dylan. There we go. Perfect. Look at this. See, we got Dash represented everywhere. I like it. Automatic Beats is in the house. Appreciate you, Automatic Beats. We know the drill. And Army Piper, thank you for redirecting everybody over here this morning. All those graduation caps in the chat. Appreciate that very much. Yes, we know Automatic Beats. Yes, we're probably not going to talk too much about Solana today, but yeah, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Jesse, Uncle Jesse is in the house. If you're a channel member, Uncle Jesse, emojis in the chat. Let's see, JR, appreciate you being here, man. Yes, dropping those in the chat. All right, awesome. If I missed anybody, I'll apologize now. I wanna get going because I want to give Jöel a good chance to have like a good 15-20 minutes to talk about Dash at the end. So you know what? Why don't you kick us off? Tell everybody about yourself, and then like I said, maybe tease up what we got coming.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those who don't remember me, because I was on this show before a little while ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yep.
Yeah, year or so. I don't remember. Listen, time has lost all meaning. It's in May alone. I went to 7 conferences in 5 different countries. So like my brain still rotted from that. But my name is Jöel. I've been using cryptocurrency as my daily money since about the end of 2015. So we're coming up on my big 10 year, which is nice. I've been kind of a digital cash and privacy advocate, and from 2017 to 2019, I did some work with the Dash DAO, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, and now that's what I've been doing full time since the beginning of last year. So again, coming up also hopefully in 2 years of that, which would be fun. And I run a podcast called Digital Cash Network. You might see me in the YouTube chat. And yeah, that's kind of what I do on the side. Is they call us micro KOLs these days, which is, I don't know if that's something nice or not, but it is what it is. So I kind of do that on the side, and hail from the wonderful state of New Hampshire, and I'm very happy to be there.
That is a wonderful state. So lots of things have been happening with Dash. It just happens today. I was going to talk about a partnership that they had. Do you want to tease that, and then we'll jump into our normal routine here?
Yeah, I gotta you have to jog my memory about exactly which one.
I'm talking about partnership with the Unstoppable Wallet was what I was going to be talking about.
Yes. So there's in the vast number of wallets out there for crypto, there's very few that actually provide any sort of special features for individual coins that aren't kind of from that coin's community, and especially not in like the privacy kind of domain. And Unstoppable Wallet has been kind of one of the. I remember when back in my days when I used to work, I did some work with Zcash in the past, and I remember that Unstoppable was one of the very few recommended Zcash wallets because it
Yes.
supported all Zcash privacy features and everything, but had, for example, Tor enabled for network connection, so your internet service provider can't be snooping and seeing that you're sending crypto transactions, and a bunch of other cool features. And they've sort of added Dash a while ago, but like that was sort of before my time working directly as the guy running the business side of things. And so I kind of reached out to them and we've been talking together. Our visions align very much as far as something that's, elegant and simple and easy to use, but also just is max on the decentralization, privacy, sovereignty, all that kind of stuff. And so we decided to start working together a lot more closely. And so then that's kind of what this represents. If anyone is a privacy person and you really you nerd out about all those cool things, like not trusting a centralized server to see all your transactions and stuff, and like all that connecting over Tor, there's something called coin control, which that's for the super OG people in like the Bitcoin and Dash and other space. But basically, you get to it. Crypto of those chains is like cash, as in you have different pieces of it. It's not just a balance like a bank account. And coin control lets you select which ones you spend or not. So it's like if you got a commemorative $2 bill or something, you can lock that and not spend that piece and then spend your other money. Whatever the crypto correlation of that is, it helps with privacy a lot of times, because whenever you receive some crypto, say you receive from 2 different addresses, if then you spend from both of those at the same time, people know those 2 are now yours and they can kind of link that. Yep. So this is a cool feature. There's a bunch of cool features like that as well. The one last thing I'll say, that just because it hit my mind, because Edge Wallet is another fantastic wallet that I like too, that also has this feature, something called duress mode, which basically there's a way of making it so if someone physically is like assaulting you and trying to say, give me all your crypto, you can, all right. And then you see, look, this is all I have. And the wallet like lies on your behalf kind of, and like will protect you in case someone's like threatening you in person. And so that unfortunately is going to be a lot more necessary in the future, but it's good to have good protection features there. Oh, one other thing that just popped into my head. You can actually change the wallet icon and name so it looks like some game in your game folder on your. So if they steal your phone, they're looking through all your crypto wallets and they don't see that you have a crypto wallet. They're like, yeah, well, never mind. It's just hidden. So there's a lot of really fun things you could do there.
Well, hopefully we'll get to unpack a bunch more of that toward the end when we talk more about this partnership. But you hit on a couple of things. Yeah, Joe, go ahead.
Just really quick. So what you're saying is you don't need a prenup. All you need is Dash. You can hide it. They try to get it. Like, hey, this is all I got. Prenup. Got it.
Listen, I have to say on that subject, first of all, the beautiful thing about crypto is it works. And anyone can use it. No one can stop you from using it. It's just like saying you don't need a prenup on your cash. It's kind of the same thing. Like if you decide you're going to do, legally spicy things, that's entirely on you, and cash doesn't care. But they might raid your house and find your cash, or like this is actually a big thing these days. There's a lot of crypto divorce things. I've actually heard about this a lot, where these days there's a lot of people that just try to hide the crypto that they have in a divorce proceeding, but they don't know what they're doing. And so it just every law firm worth their salt knows how to get some easy blockchain analytics and just kind of do a paper trail. So first of all, I don't recommend anyone break the law here. That's like number one. But even if you did, I don't recommend you be stupid either. So I thought that it's a funny comment, but it's an actual serious one. I thought it would be funny to actually touch on.
That might be worthy of an entire stream in and of itself, to be quite frank.
Absolutely.
But I know you had no way of knowing this unless you happened to go and check my notes from ahead of time. And we're going to be talking about the latest wrench attack. And so like extorting 5 BTC out of the latest wrench attack. So it's like that's coming up along with a bunch of other stuff. So we're going to kick this thing off because we've already gone down a road here off the rails a little bit, but we're gonna kick this thing off. So I appreciate everybody's patience, and I know a bunch of people have jumped in. I appreciate you jumping on in there. Don't forget to smack up that like button. But we're gonna kind of kick this thing off now. I saw this and I wanted to start off with this. I thought this was great. I love crypto tea, by the way. You remember Secretary Bessent went on one of the shows and basically said, yeah, guess what? That Bitcoin strategic reserve thing, yeah, we're going to only do that by crypto we confiscate, which is what prompted this particular post right here. But he then tried to walk that back and so on. But I thought that was exactly what they're going to try and do. They're going to do whatever they feel they need to do in order to manipulate the system. You know what? Well, I'm going to just clip along a little bit to try and catch us back up here. And if you guys have anything you want to talk about, just jump on in here. Right over me. But here we go. Google basically now has an 8% stake in Bitcoin miner Terawulf. So, you know, it's not, again, you got to remember a lot of these companies, it's ETFs for them. It's mining companies in this case. And there are a lot of different mining companies out there with that are available on the stock exchange, that kind of thing. So here we go. We have Google with Terawulf on their in their treasury notes here. Now, Joe, you and I talk about this all the time here. Oh, actually, you know what? I skipped one. I'll go back to it in a minute. But you and I talk about this all the time. Solo miners, right?
Yes.
Another block, man. There it is.
That's
another
crazy.
block.
All these blocks that are getting, like, it really wants me, or it's really encouraging me to just buy a few of them and just see what happens. Now, granted, it's literally like winning the lottery, but
right.
Still, it's just super cool.
Well, it's funny. I tried to, you guys know, if you hang around my channel, I got a bid axe, and I said, I'm going to set that thing up. And of course I had issues setting it up. So it's a work in progress, but, to the point of what you just said, look at this. This is the next thing you see. Foundry gets 8 blocks in a row. What's the problem with this picture?
Little suspicious.
Yeah, well,
maybe.
I mean, centralized mining. Jöel, I know you have a lot of different thoughts with regard to this. Chime in a little bit here and share what you'd like with regard to this whole sitch.
Yeah, mining, learning about like how mining works is pretty hot these days because of like the whole Monero thing, which I could also go into. But first, block variance means that you could, like, mining is just not super consistent. Like sometimes you could mine 1 block, sometimes you can mine a couple. To get 8 in a row, a lot of that is like luck, but also a lot of that is that Foundry is just kind of like the king right now. Like, I think that if Foundry got and this goes way back, like I've been sort of in the crypto world ish from like 2012 2013, so I've seen like a lot of that happen where China had almost all the hash rate at one point, and that was a big concern. And then China did some various mining bans, and now I would say, as far as Bitcoin's concerned specifically, the US overwhelmingly dominates mining, which I did not expect to happen, honestly. But now you have a couple of US companies dominating these chains. And for a censorship resistant standpoint, that's kind of a problem, I think.
Right.
I think that it's not necessarily that, oh, the US is going to ban mining and crash Bitcoin to zero. No, absolutely not. They're getting very well invested into it. But once you start seeing spicy transactions go out, like I did a post a few days ago about the one way to test the only way to know if your chain is censorship resistant is if the North Koreans are using it.
I saw that post.
It's a little unfortunate because you don't want that happening, because some of your people might unfortunately go to jail or something like that. You got to be very careful. I'm not advocating you to court North Koreans at all, but it is kind of a thing of where, what happens if a sanctioned entity starts using the Bitcoin blockchain, and at what point is it like way too high of a problem where now they start pressuring mining farms to start excluding those transactions, and then eventually that kind of like ratchets down. So unfortunately, This is a problem with mining in general, because mining, and you foreshadow, right? But let's just start with the ASIC mining thing. Is in when you
Well,
mine
that's funny. Go ahead. I'm
cryptocurrency.
going to bring it up now, seeing you brought it up there. There we go.
Yes, the mining, like mining rigs, that tends to centralize a lot of mining, because once you get industrialized mining, first of all, you have few manufacturers that are competing to be the very best at creating that. And then it's a cutthroat world, the mining world is, that has a lot of things like uh, economies of scale really help. So if you're a massive mining operation and can be super well connected on electrical grids and have crazy infrastructure and have like all the best bulk discount rates on everything, you just tend to win out over time. So long term, a few big pools dominating tend to be, that's just the way it goes. Right. And so that's why a lot of cryptocurrencies, like for example Monero, moved to a ASIC resistant kind of way, where kind of anyone can mine on consumer grade hardware through CPU mining.
Right. And again, we're going to touch a little bit on some of the headaches going on later on in the stream with regard to Monero. It's still an ongoing thing, even though it looks like they might be moving their sites over to something. Dogecoin's on the list, Zcash is on the list. We'll see. But to the point that Jöel was just making, miners, right? Dorsey just dropping his latest, what he's calling a modular Bitcoin mining machine. He calls it proto rig. So there you go. We're going to talk a bit more in depth about this particular rig tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern time, with Crypto Jar on the Matrix Money podcast. So make sure you tune in for that. But yeah. Mining, we go back and forth all the time on this channel when we talk mining, and is it profitable? And you hit on the points of like what's your power, et cetera, et cetera. That is definitely, I don't know. People will sit here and argue with me all day about mining profitability, but I don't know. One, somebody's got to do it, and two, it makes sense if you can make a business out of it to make a business out of it. And I don't know. What do I got to say? Again, I don't want to get too far into that hole where we're already so far behind. We're going to take a quick look at the fear and greed index, and then Joe's going to jump in on that Bitcoin chart, because I can see he's already ready in the background. This man is all over it. So fear and greed, here we go. Again, this resets in about 8 hours. Matter of fact, some of the new fear indexes that I've seen have dropped it down to in that 58 range. But right here, this one's still holding in that 60 bracket. But I with everything going on with the Bitcoin price action, it doesn't surprise. Oh, did it not show up on the screen? Oh crap. Sorry guys. It doesn't surprise me that it's dropping down. It doesn't surprise me. Joe, if I'm going to bring your screen up as soon as I can get these buttons to work correctly. There we go. And you got control of the show, brother. Go, take it away.
Under 2 minutes. We're going to do it really fast today.
All right.
Here we have Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame. We do have this level. This is a diagonal line from the previous cycle. Well, it's from the first cycle to the second cycle. That's what this level is. So it's a really strong level. We're looking for it to bounce. And if we go to the 4 hour time frame, we can kind of just zoom out a little bit. This is a question I'm going to answer on my channel. But here we do have, so we're in between this. As long as we stay in between this, we're bullish. We can go up, we can go down, we're still bullish. Once we break below this, I do have an alert down here for possibly looking for a short, because just because we break down here, that doesn't mean we're going to short. We could easily end up going and potentially, depending on what it does, if we get a bearish retest and it breaks this, then in my opinion, good for shorting, but we can always do this number. We never know what's going to happen, whether it's indicators or anything else. We just have to go by level. If it breaks to the upside, well, then more than likely it's going to continue until it stops and then come down. But for the most part, I am bullish on this. One of the key levels that we're looking at is our 4 hour. Well, it was our 4 hour time frame. This was our thought process to where more than likely it's going to come down. Sure enough, it did come down. This is our plan A, but we're looking for a bounce here. So this all eyes right now are on Bitcoin. Could you long it right now? Sure. Just know that there's a really good chance that we may lose it and come down. For me personally, I would just wait because we broke below it before. We broke below it again. We did a higher low. So if we do break below it, I'm guessing we're going to do another higher low. So just be very careful. If you are, short, if you're going to long this, what I would do is I'd have a stop loss about 4%. So right around 111. You can just put it at 111.50, I guess. So that's pretty much all I got on Bitcoin. Right now, I'm still liking it. It's still bullish. It's still bouncing off of these areas that we've been talking about. And as long as it remains above this trend line, we're good. So that's what I got.
Excellent. Appreciate it. And I appreciate you going and kind of clipping along there. We're going to pull this stuff off. If I can get my buttons to work. Of course, when you want it to work, it doesn't work. That's just the love live streams. All right. So everything that's going to happen will happen. All right. We're going to take a quick look at the debt, the Doge. That'll be another one that's going to be like about 30 seconds long. And then we're going to get into the other news items that I have lined up. And we're going to be going back to Dash. And I think I might have forgotten to put all Jöel's links into the description. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting them into the live chat, and then I'll go back in the editing process and make sure that all his links are there. So stay tuned for that. Please, if you're not already following him, go ahead and do that. And as far as Joe, we're going to be heading right over to his stream right after we're done here. If you're on YouTube, you're just going to get forwarded on automatically. So yeah, just hang tight. So here we go. Last week when Joe and I were live, it was the debt was 37,218 billion, and Doge 590 billion. Here is the current clock running as we speak. 37,247 billion in debt. Again, despite the passage and signing of the big beautiful bill, we're holding steady in our climb with regard to the debt right now. And again, still happy that Doge clock is ticking up at 599 billion, even though Elon is on to greener pastures, and with all the crap that he had to put up with, I can't say as I blame him, quite frankly. All right, here we go. We're gonna clip through this stuff. The next thing I wanted to talk about was this. Pick a government that doesn't want more taxes. Well, here you go. New York is proposing a bill to have a 0.2% tax on digital assets transactions starting next month. I mean, New York, no friend to digital assets, hence a la bit license and all this other baloney that goes on in New York City. But my God, I can't. Another tax, just another tax. It hit me. I saw it and I was like, man, something just got to give with regard to tax. Everywhere we turn, tax. Now this, I would definitely like to get you guys' take with regard to this. Canary Capital registers Trump coin for an ETF in Delaware.
What?
Exactly. If you ask me, this is the shit that makes us this space. Oh, well, here he is. Welcome back. We lost you there for a second.
Yeah, no worries. Everything was working on my end, but at the StreamYard decided to just like stop. And so,
yeah, sometimes, StreamYard does. It's yeah, sorry about that.
It's fine. I'm back.
Well, welcome back. I was just saying I wanted to get both of your opinions with regard to this. Canary Capital filing for a Trump coin ETF. What I was just saying before I figured you guys could chime in is this is the stuff. This is the shit that, in my opinion, makes this space look like a joke. Makes it look like a scam space. That's my 2 cents. What do you guys have to say about that? Do you agree, disagree? Jöel, go ahead. You're the guest. Go ahead, start. What do you think?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, let's be clear about like the fact that Dogecoin is a top coin says all you really need to. And I don't mean to disrespect the OG because Dogecoin's been around forever. It's kind of entrenched itself there. It's, one of the first it's like the first meme coin before there was such a thing, really. But honestly, it was sort of on its way of like fading down the rankings of like, oh, this is just a fun little thing, until Elon Musk tweeted about it, and then all of a sudden it's like there should not be a Dogecoin ETF. Like, what are we doing, right? This is crazy. But it's just where we are in the space today. Now, that's like, I think, might be like an old grumpy person on all this kind of stuff, but at the same time, I do
but you're
think
not alone. See.
Yes. If people want to buy this stuff, and if they want to do weird investment vehicles on it to like if they want boomers to be their exit liquidity, like, listen, like, I'm not going to say like it's not what I'm into, but I don't oppose these kinds of things. Do it if you want. Like, let people do it. Let them trade, let them buy, let it go up and down, let them speculate on whatever they want. And I'm obviously a free market maximalist. I think anyone, as long as you're not like cheating and defrauding people, you should kind of be able to do what you want, right? So I think that at some point, like, unfortunately in the short term, now that the floodgates are open, there's several friends of mine or acquaintances or people who have been, or even a couple who are in prison for crypto related things that did not do anything actually wrong, didn't actually steal from anyone, I'm so glad that era is over. And if this new era now means that, I have to deal with like random people like pumping their random token and getting ETFs and enriching themselves off of crap, like, I think that's a good trade, as far as like letting the builders build the real good things and be able to do that in peace without going to prison. I think that, so like, it's just like a little it's a face palm, it's a distaste, but like, whatever, like, that's fine.
Okay, fair enough. Joe, what say you? I got a feeling I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
Yeah, in reference to that, Trump coin, that's what they're trying to do, right? The Trump coin one?
Yeah, Trump coin,
okay.
Yep.
Trump coin, it's probably like the biggest scam coin out there by somebody who's like the most popular, which of course is the president. And of course, when everybody started seeing the tokenomics of it, it's like, holy smokes, this is like the biggest scam ever. And, there was insiders and the whole nine. And then for somebody to even propose the thought of creating them an ETF, it just blows my mind. It's like you're actually encouraging this type of tokenomics and scam. So when you said, I was like, no way, that's like
I know that's got like scam written all over. I know.
Yes. So yeah, and just like how Jöel was saying too, like with Doge being an ETF and like all these other meme coins being ETFs, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, do something that has a solid foundation, a solid backing, something that's changing the industry, something that's benefiting everybody, as opposed to, this one made so much money or whatever, let's make this an ETF.
Yep. No. I agree. And Joe, you're the one who actually, when we were live on Crypto on the Rocks, you actually broke it when that went live. What they announced,
within like 10 minutes or something like that, or an hour.
We were like reporting on it with, like, instantly. And
for my group, it was like 10 minutes. And then I shared it with y'all. And then as we're doing that, like, I'm doing the research and the tokenomics. I'm trying to find all this because it wasn't kind of easy to find. Now, I'm verifying everything first. Because one is like, man, it could have easily been hacked. And then it's like, okay, well, it's real. It's going to pump. We all know that. But, don't hold it forever. So, and sure enough, man, once everybody started realizing the tokenomics and everybody started talking about the tokenomics, man, that sucker just dropped.
Yep. So, and shout out to Army Piper. Got himself his car paid off by trading Trump coin that night. So God bless him. Shout out to him. All right, we're going to keep going. We just keep trying to plug along here, and shout out again to everybody who's jumping in the chat. I'm sorry, I'm kind of ignoring you guys a little bit today, but trying to move along. So I appreciate you and your patience and you being here. And I did drop all of Jöel's contacts into the live chat, so make sure you go ahead and check all that out, please. All right, so I don't know. I'm assuming most people have probably heard by now. For me, I don't know what the hell took these guys so long, but here you go. Gemini looking for a listing on NASDAQ. I mean, Coinbase was what, 2021? I think they did that there. So like, hello. But anyway, so that's going. And again, I'm going to clip along right here. This one from Jameson Lopp. You guys know, matter of fact, we'll be looking at some of the other information that he's put out a little bit further on here. But basically telling you that if you post about having your money stolen, your crypto stolen, you're going to get flooded with these recovery experts, as he puts in parentheses here, and basically you're going to get scammed again, is the long and short of what he's trying to say. Now, in fairness, there are some legit recovery firms, but what they can recover is quite limited. For those who really want to go down that rabbit hole, I created an entire article on my website, cryptocoinmindset.com. Type in recovery and you'll see what I put in there about that. Do you guys want to add anything about recovery? Actually, Joel, have you had any interactions with recovery services? Anything you want to throw out there?
So nothing legit. I do know of some people that have actually had some success in doing it.
Really?
It depends on what kind of recovery. So
yeah,
my mind is going to like a million different rabbit hole things all at the same time, because I have actually spent like dozens of hours trying to help friends recover lost funds and things. Myself, I don't think in my over a decade in crypto, I don't think I've ever lost any meaningful amount of money to any crypto to, wallet loss or hacks or anything like that. There was one time, I think this year, it might've been last year, where I thought that I did, but then later I found, I'm like, oh, this is where this was. I had been looking for you for like 6 months. So, as far as like the scam, first off, get the scam stuff out of the way.
Yes.
Everyone will try to scam you. Don't do it. Like, just 99% of the time, any wallet recovery, anything is just people trying to steal from you. Don't do it. Don't do it at all. Just period. Let's start there. And then the second thing is, of course, try not to lose your money to begin with. Past that, you got to understand what the actual issue that you have, like kind of what the root cause of it is. Like if you lost your recovery phrase and your wallet and you lost your phone or your computer or whatever, it's kind of like gone. It's really hard. A lot of times if you have a wallet on like a couple different computers and then you lose your recovery thing, and one of the computers, the file might be on the other computer. It's usually stuff like that can kind of help you. Sometimes people have like, say, their 12-word seed phrase or whatever, 24, whichever one it is, and they miss a word, or they have a word they wrote down wrong. That is a great way to actually get to a real recovery company there or something that does that, or there's some tools. Again, be really careful who you're dealing with in this case, but you can brute force a seed phrase, a one word of it. You can't, like, when you get to like 2 words missing, because it's like, okay, this let's just say 24 words. There's 24 of them, or 12 or whatever. One of them's missing. So you literally have to run through the combinations of those words plus any possible seed phrase word, which is just thousands. And they'll run through each one of those. And so that could take, hours to just buzz through and get done. But again, hours is not that bad. That's doable. But if you have like 2, now it's like not only every word, but but another word, and then every combination of those 2. And that just gets insane. That you can't really brute force at that point. That stuff is done. So there's some things like that. There's a lot of wallet. This is something I really hope gets solved in the next several years with crypto as standards kind of develop. There's a lot of, like, I would say even lost, but like misplaced fund things based on how wallets do things. One thing, if anyone's used a Trezor hardware wallet, Trezor is, again, the big number one. They have what's called a unique derivation path scheme, where when you have let's say you have your Bitcoin, you have your Litecoin, you have your Ethereum, whatever in there, if you create a second account in there, like your Bitcoin account number 1, Bitcoin account number 2, and you recover those funds into, say, a ledger, it will not see the second account. You will only see the first one, the first one for everything. Or you open Exodus wallet, you plug your Trezor into Exodus, it'll only see the first one. It won't see the multiple account. So people are like, oh my gosh, I lost all my money. What happened? It's like, it's still there. The wallet's just not looking at it. And Trezor just looks at this one specific path. And there was a lot of drama in the Zcash community over a lot of misplaced kind of things like that too. It's just entirely too difficult to self-custody the way the apps have been kind of presenting things these days. Like, we need better solutions. One thing, again,
no argument.
An absolutely, completely unsponsored whatever thing, but I use this. There's this wallet called Tangem, which gives you 3 of these NFC cards.
Yes.
And if you want, and for anyone who's not super technical out there, you don't have to have a seed phrase at all. You just tap 3 on your phone, and then you set it up. And I have a video where I set it up in like 3 minutes flat from nothing, from just installing the app. It's not that hard. You lose a card, you still got 2 more. You lose your password, you can tap 2 cards and then get the recovery. And just for a lot of people, I think that just sort of like works out. Now, what I would personally like to do is I would personally like to still etch the recovery phrase. You don't have to, but I'd still like to do that and put it in a safe somewhere and whatever, and just in case, because you never know what's going to happen. That's my personal preference. But again, something like that is super easy to do. Oh, another random shout out. Listen, this is a lot of like random things that just pulled up here. But there is an app called Zipto, which is just a regular multi-coin app or whatever. They have something sort of similar. This is like a metal card that they do. It's an NFC card that it just acts as a physical 2-factor authentication for your wallet. So you still have to back up your recovery phrase like everything, but this means that in order to access your wallet, you have to tap as well. Even if so no one can steal your phone, get into your wallet, and then start spending from it. They have to actually take this too.
Yep.
And
BC's hitting on it too. Yeah, right. Exactly.
The last thing I'll put in, and I have to give a shout out to, there's some friends of mine at the Digital Spenders Club that they gave me this thing. And this is it's by Burner. It's a hardware wallet as well, but just a 1 card, single, tap it on your phone, access, etc. The difference is Burner will also work as a spending thing too. So at some merchants, you can tap and your offline crypto wallet can then just make a payment. So it's like having a bank card, except it's all in self-custody and all private. It's not associated to your identity or anything. And so if you lose your phone or you lose internet, it's one of the few ways to actually be able to spend crypto. Very few places to do it right now, but over the next, couple years, I expect it to be kind of more. So anyway, sorry, I just started talking about backups and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I have all these ideas. This is cool.
Well, you have a lot of experience, so I understand I understand that, and thank you for sharing it, quite frankly. All right, we're gonna clip along, guys. We're gonna clip along. Appreciate everybody, and again, patience with me kind of ignoring the chat here a little bit. Appreciate you. All right, last couple of pieces of news stuff I wanted to take a look at. Here we go. Crypto searches yearly all-time high. We talked about this, Joe, me and you last week with regard to Bitcoin searches. We're seeing it, it's just growing and growing. And to that end, we're starting to see, and we talk about this a lot when we talk about the Citizens for Sound Money, and we have Daniel Diaz on, and he's talking about gold and silver legislation. He's awesome. I'll tell you what, he's awesome. And a matter of fact, I met him last year at the Bitcoin Digital Asset Conference in New Hampshire. That's where I actually met him for the first time. And I'll tell you what, he's been on this channel like constantly ever since. He's a wealth of knowledge. But anyway, they work very hard on legislation, and I love to see that more states coming in with crypto legislation. 45 states so far. Now, the crypto legislation itself, and for that matter, the gold and silver legislation that is also going through varies from state to state. You've heard Daniel talk about that. So I'm just excited that we're seeing it. Let's put it that way. Now, just to touch on, we've been kind of teasing around this whole Monero thing. The fallout from this whole fandango with Monero and Cubic. Right here, KuCoin temporary closing deposits and withdrawals of XMR. And I don't know who posted this. Wait, let's see. Oh, this guy. Posting about Kraken suspending deposits. So it's I don't know. I know you've been like putting out a lot of posts with regard to this. Is there anything you want to throw out, Jöel, before we kind of get to the last two pieces, and then you're going to talk Dash the rest of the time?
Yeah. Well, how long do I have? Because this is a, what's the time? 3 minutes? 5
well,
minutes?
If you can keep it to maybe like a 3-minute synopsis, that would be great.
Sure. So Monero has ASIC resistant mining, which means anyone with consumer grade hardware can CPU mine Monero, which is great because it becomes decentralized. Lots of people can participate, etc. But that also means it's really easy and cheap to get the kind of to basically start to mine in an attacking way as well. And there's some project called Cubic that has been doing something sort of like that. That's way too long of a story to get into with that. But basically, they've been sort of doing this, and they managed to do a few reorgs. So what that means is there's blocks going along like this. They mined a bunch of blocks in secret, and then they overrode the main chain, and now, whoops, ours are the official ones. They did that as far as I know, 2 different times, like a 7 and an 8 block reorg or a 7 and a 6. I don't remember off the top of my head. Now, this is the same kind of mechanism that happens during a 51% attack, because a 51% attack is when you can do this reliably because you have most of the mining power, over half of it, hence the name, and you don't just publish, mine in secret and override, you also exclude the transactions, so therefore they get reversed. So if you deposit to an exchange, sell your Monero, whatever, then haha, I got it reversed and I still have my Monero despite having sold it. That's the kind of thing that exchanges are worried about. Now, 2 things. First of all, as far as I know, they did not get 51% of the hash rate at one point. And they did not reverse transactions. So it's not technically a 51% attack. It's kind of like saying someone pulled out a gun and shot at you, and it's like, or shot you in the shoulder, but it's like, oh, he was murdered. It's like, well, no, he wasn't, because he didn't die, but it's the same process by which you would go about doing that. So it's like I got to be very careful with the hair split, because all the crypto media got it wrong and saying they got 51% attacked. That didn't happen. And then all the Monero community has been very angry and saying, like, no, nothing of the sort happened. It's like, well, close. Like, let's just be accurate about exactly what happened. So basically, as far as I know, Kraken is unsuspended withdrawal. I think I saw a post about that.
Oh, I missed that? Sorry about that.
The attack is kind of, it's sort of over-ish. Cubic has been talking about we're going to attack Dogecoin, which is a different story. But the silver lining on this chaos is, I think it's pushing Monero to become serious about security. And there's a big page on GitHub somewhere that maybe I can find a link that talks about the community's doing all kinds of different things. They're looking over things of maybe like a proof of stake hybrid, maybe changing something the way the mining algorithm is done, but basically make it so that this kind of attack can't happen in the future. And for me, that is the ultimate good outcome here. I mean, the price didn't do super well for a period of time. Some people's lives got chaotic, but that's a small price to pay to be like, oh, we need to be ready for a state actor coming after us, and we're not today. And if we implement some of these changes, I think they will be, just like they're working on a major privacy overhaul, which, whenever that's implemented, should get rid of some of those small last loopholes. And yeah, it's some tough times maybe right now, but I think that in the next year or so, the Monero is going to be way stronger than it was right at this moment.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for that synopsis. And yeah,
3 minutes. I watched the clock. 3 minutes.
You did good. You did good. Okay. Again, listen, I'm going to hit the last 2 pieces, and then Jöel is going to talk to us about the partnership with Unstoppable Wallet. And don't forget, if you're on YouTube, we're going over to Joe's stream right after we're done here. So Joe, you just let me know when you got to head out of here, and we'll give you the shout out before you go. And
I'll tell you what, I'll take this opportunity. That way I can refresh the thing, and then get a fresh breath of fresh air. Man, Joel, you are an absolute beast. Oh my gosh, you have a wealth of knowledge. I am definitely going to subscribe. And you said you had a podcast too or something?
Yeah, Digital Cash Network. I'm in the chat here.
Okay, yeah. So I'm definitely going to, again, the more knowledge that we can gather and implement in our own, just, especially with all the stuff that you're saying as far as, how to protect yourself. And that's one thing too, protecting yourself. It's an extra step. Nobody wants to do it because, like, oh man, I gotta spend 3 minutes and do. But then when you lose your hundreds of thousands or your $14, whichever one it is, once you lose that, you're like, oh crap! All I need to do was this one simple step, and then you got to touch that stove to see that it's hot. To be like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. Now I got to work up to my hundreds of thousands or my 14, and then now I'm protecting it. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely check that out. But yeah, I am gonna go so I can do my computer, set everything up. For everybody who's on X, make sure to come over to YouTube. You're going to be redirected to my channel. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about your coins. We'll talk about entries. Even if it's the time to enter. All right, that's all I got. I do thank you guys very much. And Joel, thank you Joe for being here. Beast.
We'll see you soon.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Cheers. And just so everybody knows, Jose, thank you for sharing this on X. We got a bunch of people watching on X. Appreciate everybody being here. Dylan has dropped the link to Digital Cash Network. And listen, you got to watch these things. I was actually sharing it out on Friday while I was sitting there in the stream, and he got me talking. Joel got me talking because he started talking VHS tapes, and I'm thinking, yeah, old man, VHS, yeah, I'm in. But anyway, all right. We're gonna hit these last couple of things, then we're gonna go back to the partnership we've been teasing this whole time here. Now, I know this, I mean, kind of tangentially has something to do with regard to crypto, in particular Venice. You guys know I love Venice AI. Link in the description if you're interested in that. They're now on the App Store, and I love it. I love it. I love it. If you do not already have an AI, or even if you do, you might want to give this one a shot. They have a free version, but the paid version, like most things, is better. You get access to more things, kind of like ChatGPT. But they now have apps. So if you have been wondering and thinking, I wish they had an app, there you go. It's there. Go check it out. Now, the last piece, we were talking, Joel was talking earlier about Edge Wallet having a distress wallet built into it. And here you go. Mother of a cryptocurrency manager kidnapped in Brazil. She was released after 5 BTC ransom was paid. Obviously, they arrested everybody later, but guess what? You still had to go through it, and there was no guarantee that, one, they were going to arrest anybody, and two, that they'd even be able to, recover anything. And listen, at the end of the day, family first, folks. So, you got to be, we talked about it. We did an entire Hot of the Line episode on it. Go back and check that out. We gave you some tips, put together entire sheets to give you tips, online security, offline security, physical security. So go check that out. But I like the fact, and matter of fact, I'm going to go and add into that having some kind of because I think a few wallets offer some kind of a distress type wallet option. Do you know of any others beside Edge that does that? I know there's another one. I can't remember right off the top of my head.
Unstoppable, of course, which segues right into that thing. But Unstoppable has a duress mode, and so does obviously Edge, as I mentioned. The OG distress mode thing kind of was in a lot of these hardware wallets like Trezor and Ledger both have a 25th word option. Right. So what that means is the 24 words are randomly generated, and you can also generate a new wallet with a custom 25th word, or a password, basically. And so basically what that means is if someone says, someone says, give me all your money, you're like, oh, okay, fine, give me your Trezor, and then you get in there, see, look, this is all I have, I only have a couple grand, and then they go leave, and then your 150 grand or whatever else you have is in the password side of things. So it's like, you don't know, it's like a secret compartment. And that stuff, I'm I'm sure as things start to get more out there, then the next question will be like, get me in your secret compartment. And then you say, I don't have one. And then they're like, sure, you do. And, you know, again, it's not just don't get held for ransom. That's a good start. But like there have been some tools like this for a very long time, but they're starting to become more common. Now, that is one thing I like about, as I mentioned with Unstoppable before, is the ability to change the icon on the actual, which by the way, I do like this this meme from like the Mike Tyson with the pigeons.
Yeah.
That cracks me up. That's why I made it, because it cracks me up. But like it is good to be able to change the wallet icon and pretend like have it masquerading as a game or something in your app store. Because if someone sees you, again, like with like a highly identifiable hardware wallet, like a Trezor or a Ledger or something, then they see it, they're like, oh, that guy has crypto. Whereas if they're just on your phone and they steal your phone, they don't see anything. That's the biggest thing. And with the whole security thing in general, obviously I talk about crypto all the time because that's kind of what I do. But if you don't need to be telling people, you don't need to be telling the general world, I have crypto. You don't necessarily need to be like, if you have like, so for example, this shirt I have on, right? Those who know, it's fine to be like, oh, look, Dash, and it's the Evolution logo and stuff. And people who know, that's fine. But like a straight on like Bitcoin shirt, especially if it says like Bitcoin millionaire or something, like, no, like be careful. Like that kind of stuff. Like if it's niche, if it's something like, a hat or something that's like niche, that's like a specific crypto company, that's like, oh, that's fine to signal to other people. But if it's too mainstream, it might just tell the random person on the street you got money and to go after you. And by the way, I do think this will change over the next few years when more people are using crypto and not just investing early and making money. And then when you see someone with a crypto shirt, it'll just be like, oh, that's a nerd. He likes this tech. It's not this is a rich nerd, which is kind of what people might assume right now. And as I always tell people about myself, I'm not of significant means, because I've been taking like what I call them, financial sacrifices in order to use the tech in the most pure kind of way. And that's not just a way of saying like, don't rob me, but I think my Era 15 is a way of saying that. But my point is also, I just don't have a bunch of money to steal anyway. So even if you do get past yield GAT, like for what? Like you're wasting time.
Yep. Well, I mean, do you want to talk a little bit about this partnership? Oh, let me bring it back up here. And maybe, like I said, I've seen a bunch of posts with teasing some new stuff coming. Maybe you can give us a little bit of that, and then we'll head over to Joe's stream.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so like as I mentioned with this partnership, we feel there's a lot of value alignment over just privacy, sovereignty, building things right the first time. And I kind of feel like Unstoppable's been sort of under the radar a little bit for a few years, even though they've had plenty of accolades amongst the hardcores, like as I mentioned with the Zcash community in particular. And they're just adding, I think today they just added Monero support. I have to double check, but they were working on that for a while, and now they got that too, which is awesome. And so they've been also very much more active on social media. It's like time to like get this stuff moving, and they were happy to kind of help amplify that as well. Sort of like Dash has become a lot more like a little less like safe and hanging around and boring, and just like it's time to get out there to make things happen. Another thing I should mention about the value alignment and things like that is that the Unstoppable uses the Thorchain for trading rails in the back end, where if you do like a Bitcoin to Litecoin swap or something in app, it'll use Thorchain. And Thorchain is a decentralized exchange protocol. So it's not like you're connecting into Changelly and you're calling people out specifically, but we're connecting to some centralized exchange or swap partner that could just be like censored. You're using decentralized rails for the exchange part too, which is really cool. And we're working on them to try to get the Maya protocol supported, which is a fork of Thorchain that supports Dash and Zcash and Cardano soon and some other ones. And so basically I do like that they're like hardcore into all the decentralized elements that we care about. We will work with them in the future on adding special features. I would love to get things like Dash's privacy features specifically in the wallet beyond the coin control that they have now, and also get usernames and things like that built in. So that'll be really fun to look forward to. We'll figure that out eventually.
And I don't know if you can answer this or not, but question from Automatic Beats.
Yeah, what are D9s? What do they go these days? So just for the folks at home about Dash mining. So Dash started out in 2014 as a 100% proof of work mined coin. And by, I would say, 2016, the masternode system was created. And so 45% went to miners, 45% went to masternodes, which perform the instant transactions, special functions, things like that. And 10% was the treasury. This is where we come up with the DAO, right? The DAO that gets to pay for things. And as of right now, the breakdown is 20% to the treasury, 20% to miners, 60% to masternodes and evolution masternodes, which run the evolution network that does all the cool data stuff like usernames and stuff. So all that being said, I'm not super familiar with the mining market right now. It's a less significant part of the Dash world these days, as so much more starts to move into the sort of staked elements and other things. But it is still interesting to see that how well the mining world is held up despite all that in Dash, and we're very grateful for that.
And to answer your question, I tried to bring it up here, but my virus protection is going absolutely nuts, blocking everything right now. $300. I just pulled up a couple of websites, and they're in excess of $1,500 a pop. So, wow. Yeah,
they're not even super new as far as I know, right?
Again, I'm not from still really. Okay, so there you go. I found a couple that were like 15, 17, 18. But again, like I said, I don't know if those are legit sites because my virus protection firewalls just went nuts. So be careful if you're searching that up, FYI, so you don't end up like me. But there you go. That's what I got for the answer to that question.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Another question.
How much for Dash Masternode? I think right now it's like 22K or something like that. That's kind of what it is. Now there's another masternode type that runs the evolution chain, all that stuff here, which is 4 times. So that would be like, 80, 80, whatever, 88K or something. So those are, the big ones. There is a service called CrowdNode, which lets smaller holders deposit and earn a little bit. If you have a 100 Dash or more, so that's like a 10. Someone said 50, by the way. I don't know if they've changed to allow even smaller, but let's just say 2K or so. If you can have what they call a trustless share, to where even if the entire CrowdNode system blows up, you can still get your money auto refunded. And so it's never leaves your control. And so for people that really care about that, that's a cool feature.
And to that point, for those who watch my channel all the time, if not, go back. I posted a video about the Node Factory. Crypto Jar again will be live tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Is part of a company that does those fractional shares of nodes, and Dash is one of those. Nice. Matter of fact, yeah. I told him that's what actually drew me to the Node Factory. Then I realized it was his, and it kind of spiraled from there. That's the next video I'm doing. I'm going to go and take a piece of that, a few shares on that Dash node. So because I like Dash, I do. I love it. Okay. We're almost to the point we need to forward over to Joe's stream. Is there anything else you'd like to kind of throw out there for everybody, whether Dash or otherwise related?
Yeah. So first of all, if you have a phone of any kind, I would say download the Dash wallet. It's called Dash Pay for Android, and their iOS version has everything except the usernames right now, which is being worked on, the finishing touches of that. But if you do have the Android side, register a username, and friend myself. I have the same username as on X, the Desert Links. You can friend me if you want, and you just got your username too, didn't you?
I literally, yes, just yesterday it finally got voted and approved. So yes, definitely do that. I don't know if you know the exact number off the top of your head. He was asking like how many dash to run.
Yeah, 1,000 for a masternode, 4,000 for an evolution masternode.
Okay, perfect. There you go, automatic beats. Yeah, so definitely do that. And thank you, by the way. Jöel friended me last night, sent a connection in that Dash Pay, and I got a tip. So I'm excited about that. Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. Everyone should do the same thing. And there's a feature in the wallet too called Dash Spend that lets you spend sometimes significant discounts. It's doing a US first rollout, but like, for example, you go to Home Depot, can save like 3%. You just you enter that in your thing, you put in like 37.58 or whatever your bill is, you hit go, and then it pops up a barcode on in the Dash wallet that you can scan, and then it pays at like 70,000 merchants, I think. I don't remember the exact number, but some of these can be like 5 to 10% discounts or more. So like, not only can you spend crypto privately and easily, but you can actually save a decent amount of money. So like, well, what are you waiting for? Go try it out.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, because it used to be, as a matter of fact, I think the first time you came on my channel when we were talking about living on crypto, it was like, and you can still do this, I assume, going to Bit Refill, getting the cards and that kind of thing. But now with this whole Dash Pay thing, I mean, oh my goodness, I was starting to look through it last night, and I'm just like, holy crap. This is a great, or going to be a great feature. I think to me, it breathes new life into Dash. And some people in the chat were saying earlier, an oldie but a goodie. But you know what I mean? So I really appreciate the fact that you took the time to be here this morning, Jöel. Thank you so much. Like I said, it's been a minute since you've been here, but it's great to have you. Great to have you, and thank you for talking about the partnership with Unstoppable. Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Always happy to help. Always happy to be on the stream. And yeah, hopefully I'll run into you at a conference soon. I mean, you mentioned you went to the
You're going to be in Boston, aren't you?
Yes.
I will be there. I already got the tickets. I will see you there.
Perfect. Sounds good to me.
All right. Matter of fact, anybody else going to be there? I keep saying it on my streams. Let me know. Reach out. Maybe we'll catch up while we're at the conference. Let me know. But if you're on X, stream's just going to end. But if you're on YouTube, we're going to head you right over to Joe's stream. When you get in there, you know the drill. CCM Raid in the chat. And we'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Hot on the line. Myself, BC, Crypto Bedell, and of course, special guest, LBC, Luna Beaches Crypto. All right. Jöel, thanks again. We're going to head out. You, everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you in a few hours.
Sounds good. Bye-bye.